You know, this is one thing I'm gonna be missing about a Mayweather fight. It's one of the few times that you can actually circle on the calendar. You know, Cinco de Mayo weekend and Mexican Independence weekend. You know Floyd's going to be fighting. And it's a good chance for you to get up with your friends and your family. And especially for me, we get doing a house full of dudes. We get to indulge in some of our most favorite things. That would be boxing, food, a lot of liquor, and whores. Just saying. Just saying. I'm gonna miss that about a Mayweather fight because we already we May, September, we already know what's going on. But I'm gonna tell you. Last night I saw a good night of boxing. You know, and now, and when I say a good night of boxing, I'm really talking about the undercard. Because the undercard for the Mayweather Berto fight, it lived up to expectations. It lived up to my personal expectations. I look at the two fights that I know I wanted to see, and that was George Groves and Badou Jack and Martinez versus Salido. Those two fights, that's what I really watched the pay-per-view for. We already knew what was going on with Floyd. I'll comment about him a little bit later. My review for the entire fight card. The first fight, I didn't really catch that. I was too busy getting drunk and getting head, but okay. We're not going there. Alright, let me see. So the next fight, which was Badou Jack versus George Groves. I have to say, I hate it when I'm right. No, I'm lying. I love it when I'm right. Is it me though? Or is Badou Jack getting better and better with every fight? Like, is Badou Jack... It seems to me that Badou Jack fights to the level of his competition. All right? Nobody was really thinking about Badou Jack before the Durrell fight. But then when he beat Durrell, it was like, okay, fluky, right? Fluky. But now that he's beating Groves, I think now we have to take him seriously. And everything that I said that was going to happen in the fight, it pretty much went down. I said that if Groves was going to win, he would have had to KO and get rid of him at least halfway through the fight. Because the longer the fight went, I knew that Badou Jack was going to take control. And that's exactly what Badou Jack did. He took control. And not only did I say that Badou Jack was going to take control, here's what also happened. George Groves gassed out, which that's what he does for some reason. I don't know why his conditioning is not where it's supposed to be, but he just doesn't believe in, training or something. I don't know. He just stays gassing out, especially against big time competition. So, but again, great win, extremely great win for Badou Jack. Now y'all might think I'm crazy. But I believe that Badou Jack I think Floyd might have found something with him. You know, I really think Floyd Mayweather found something with Badou Jack. You know, I don't want to see Badou Jack fight no more bums. I really believe, and this is me, I believe that his next fight, Badou Jack, should be against Chavez Jr., DeGale, or Ward. He has options. Me personally, I would go and beat up Chavez Jr., then turn back and get a nice little payday, get a nice little defense, then turn back around and target either DeGale or Ward. That's what I would do. He had, like I said, he has options. I like to see that happen. So congratulations to Badou Jack. The next fight, Martinez versus Salido. I didn't do a prediction, even though I had every intention on doing a prediction, but I just didn't have the time. That, and I was a little lazy, but had I done one, to tell the truth, I would have picked Martinez to win had I done a prediction. So in this case, I was wrong, because Salido, even though the fight was ruled a draw, Salido clearly won the fight. I think Salido did more. Salido threw over 1,000 punches. He was effectively aggressive. He pressed the action, and he made Martinez do things he didn't want to do. Martinez did not want to slug it out with Salido. He really didn't want to slug it out. If you look at the first fight, Martinez was pumping. That jab was pumping, and he was keeping him at bay, and then he just started hitting him with combos, and then Salido just fell, and after that, he just took off. That didn't happen. For some, Salido was hell bent on forcing the competition. Was forcing the action, and that's exactly what he did. And he cut the ring off. He forced him. He forced Martinez to fight, and that fight lived up to its billing. Like I said, they ruled it a draw. I believe Salido won. To me personally, they need to do it again. I would love to see that fight again. I don't think that should be an undercard fight. I think that fight should be on, I think that fight should headline or card, me personally. Because you were guaranteed, you got good action out of that. You really got good action out of that. So props to both fighters, even though I think Salido won. And on to the main event. There's not much I could really say about this fight that hasn't been said already. We all knew what was going to happen. We all knew Floyd was going to win. We all understood that Floyd was going to win. We all knew that Berto stylistically played into Floyd's hands. That's just what it is. So Floyd, even though he looked good, Floyd actually looked good in the ring. It was a glorified sparring session. Not only was it a glorified sparring session, we all know that Floyd Mayweather cherry-picked Andre Berto because of the simple fact that, he just wanted to go out and do it his way. I'm fine with that, actually. I said many times, I could care less who Floyd fights. For real, I didn't care who Floyd fights. After the Manny Pacquiao, there was absolutely nothing else for Floyd to prove. Everybody that that they claimed was on his level, he beat. The only person I really wanted to see Floyd fight was Timothy Bradley, and maybe Kell Brook. But since the WBO stripped Floyd, whatever the reason was, sanctioning fees or whatever the case may be, it didn't mean anything to see a Kell Brook fight. So I would have loved to see Floyd for his last fight take on Timothy Bradley, but we all know that wasn't going to happen because Top Rank, they wasn't going to make enough money off Timothy Bradley and Floyd Mayweather to justify HBO and Showtime coming together for real. So that's just being honest. So Berto, so Berto, he did Berto did what he could do, but everybody knew Floyd cherry picked this fight. Berto really wasn't supposed to be in the ring with Son, and that's just what it is. Floyd, like I said, he looked good, but at the same time, he was fighting like he was going to retire. I think Floyd is definitely going to retire for real. There's no need to come back for a 50th fight. There's what fight out here? What fighter out here can bring him a 9-figure contract? Can bring him 9 figures? I don't see it. I don't. A Manny Pacquiao rematch would bring him another 9-figure payday. He's not going to bring home 300 mil. He'll bring home 100 mil. But that's the only thing I would see him coming back. First of all, he would come back and fight for the money. And second of all, that's it. He would fight for the money, but that's it. We all know that him fighting Manny Pacquiao would be another sparring session, just like Berto. So it really doesn't make a difference. Floyd has nothing to prove. He's clearly lost. He's clearly lost his zeal for. He's clearly lost his zeal for the fight game. Like I said, it's a job to him now. And since it's a job, he treated it like one. I think that when he signed that contract, he knew it was going to be a job. He knew it was going to be a job, and every fight took something out of him. I'm kind of glad that he fought Manny the way it is. Now that I look at it. The demand was so high for a Pacquiao fight. But I would have rather Floyd go out fighting Manny Pacquiao than fighting Berto. I would have much rather took the Berto fight and made in a Manny Pacquiao fight now. Because after he beat Manny Pacquiao and he made $300 million, that to me was okay. Floyd really didn't have anything else left to fight for. Think about this. He signed the Showtime deal, right? Was not the Showtime deal 6 fights over 30 months? And then not only was it 6 fights over 30 months, but wasn't the contract valued at 300 mil? He made that in one night. So where is the zeal and where's the want to keep going, right? And I think about that. There's no reason for Floyd to come back. Floyd is clearly an ATG, and he ranks high up there as an ATG. A lot of people may not like where I put him. And matter of fact, I think right now, I would put him in my top 10 ATG. Yeah, top 10. My reasons why, I'll make a video on that. And I'll break down his resume. It's going to take some time for me to do that because I'm going to do it free and clear of any bias for or against Mayweather. I'm going to take the time out while I got some extra time to look at all 49 of Floyd's fights. look at the records of these men coming into these fights. Where were they? Where were their rankings as far as the sanctioning bodies and things of that, things of that nature? Because that is what makes a resume. I'm not gonna sit up here and antagonize and blame Floyd for quote unquote lack of competition, because let's just be honest. Jose Luis Castillo and Diego Corrales, they had classic fights, but Floyd beat him easy. So who do you blame for that? You know what I mean? Like, who do you blame for that? What if Canelo Alvarez and Miguel Cotto, what if that fight ends up being a classic fight, right? But Floyd Mayweather beats him easy. What does that say about Floyd, right? I'm not going to condemn Floyd for competition or the lack thereof. If Floyd is that much better than everybody, then that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I'm not going to condemn Floyd for that. I'm not going to condemn Floyd for quote unquote not fighting prime black fighters, because when you say prime black fighters, what exactly do you mean? Because you can't put Paul Williams in that. He called out Shane Mosley. You know what I mean? We can go on and on about that. We can go on and on about this. So that video is coming as soon as I do all of my, just do my own thorough thing. But I say congratulations to Floyd, 49-0, even though, everybody knew he cherry picked this one. So it is what it is. Where do we go from now? I will say this. Now that I think about it, I'm kind of glad that Floyd did fight Berto, because I was going to make a video called the Floyd Mayweather Sweepstakes, and how every single person, how all of these fighters, they want to fight Floyd, but they're not fighting each other to distinguish themselves from the pack and actually increase a public demand to fight Floyd. So I was gonna do that, but it wasn't really no need. But now I think that now that Floyd's retiring, I think that now it's forcing these welterweights to actually fight each other now, and there's enough talent. There's enough talent. It can happen. So, that's my review for September. For the September 12th fight. Mayweather 49-0. He rides off into the sunset, and he does it his way. And not only did he win, but he beat boxing. The sport didn't retire Floyd. Floyd retired the sport. And, he didn't go out like Muhammad Ali did. He didn't go out like Joe Louis did. He didn't go out like Sugar Ray Robinson did. He went out at the top of his game, and he went out at the top of the game. And that's what's up. That's all I got. And until the next time I get at y'all, peace.